Welcome to the Ogden City Council's quick meeting recap for the work session and special city council meeting that took place on Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. In the work session, the council reviewed and discussed a proposal to develop a sustainability plan for Ogden City. The presentation included an overview of the city's current sustainability actions, highlighted the benefits of creating a sustainability plan, discussed different plan types, and outlined the implementation process. This will be discussed more in a future meeting. The council then had a discussion regarding the upcoming Union Station Centennial celebration. The presentation included a brief history of Union Station and an overview of marketing efforts for the event. The ribbon cutting for the Heart of Ogden exhibit is scheduled for November 22nd of this year, marking the commencement of a year-long series of events leading up to the Centennial celebration on November 22nd through 23rd, 2024. Union Station is also hosting a series of exhibits and programs leading up to the event. The council then reviewed and discussed a proposed street vacation for property at 3rd Street between Porter and Jefferson Avenue. The proposal is to vacate 25 feet of the northern right-of-way of 3rd Street between Porter and Jefferson Avenue. The petitioner, Steve Diamond, plans on developing 16 single-family homes on the site of a former church and needs the additional right-of-way to accommodate the development. The Planning Commission recommends approval with conditions including curb and gutter improvements, roadway upgrades, relocating Lynn Irrigation Company's head wall structure, and merging the vacated property with the northern lots. This will be considered in the meeting on December 5th, 2023. The council then reviewed and discussed proposed amendments to BDO lease revenue distribution. The proposal is to amend the Ogden Municipal Code to include funding for the annual debt payment for the Marshall White Center bonds, the annual payment for the CBD Mall RDA debt service, the annual payment for purchase of Union Station property, additional arts funding for public art maintenance, and increased arts grant funding. The proposed amendments will be considered in the meeting on November 28th, 2023. The council then reviewed and discussed a proposed fiscal year 2024 budget amendment for MBA parking. The proposal transfers $1.5 million from general fund balance to the MBA to fund a reserve account and cover miscellaneous expenses related to the Wonderblock parking structures. These funds make up a portion of the $4 million granted to Ogden City by the GOED for the Wonderblock project. The proposed budget amendment will be considered in the meeting on November 28, 2023. The council reviewed and discussed a proposed fiscal 2024 budget amendment regarding water and sewer improvements for Yaya Foods expansion at the BDO. The proposed budget amendment would transfer $3.28 million from Water Enterprise Fund balance and recognize revenues of $420,000 payment from Yaya Foods to the CIP fund to fund $3.7 million in water improvements for the Yaya Foods expansion. In an agreement with Yaya Foods, the company will repay the costs of the needed water and sewer infrastructure improvements over an 8-year period with interest. The total budget amendment is $3,810,575. Under acknowledgments in the special city council meeting, the Diversity Commission recognized organizations in honor of Native American Heritage Month and National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. Youth Futures was recognized for its dedicated efforts in supporting Ogden's youth, providing shelter, resources, guidance, and support to homeless, unaccompanied, runaway, and at-risk youth. Weber State University's Native American Student Association was recognized for their efforts in honoring Native American cultures and providing valuable opportunities for Native student engagement within the university and community. The council and mayor then adopted a joint proclamation declaring November 25th, 2023 as Dan Hoover Day in Ogden City and designated him as the honorary mayor of Christmas Village. Dan is currently the district sales manager for Swire Coca-Cola in Ogden and has worked for the company since 2002. Dan has volunteered for many organizations and attends Christmas Village with his family each year. Under common consent, the appointment of Luis Diaz to the Ogden Trails Network Committee was approved. After a public hearing, the council approved a budget amendment regarding various CIPs, EV charging stations, vehicle purchases, etc. The proposed total for the budget amendment is $3,598,350. The proposal allocates funds for council salary adjustments, sister city program funding, police and fire equipment, park and property purchases, school sidewalk, EV charging stations, compensation study costs, vehicle purchases, police wellness program, and operational supplies. The proposed amendment also includes a salary schedule adjustment to raise the council vice chair's pay. The council then amended the Ogden Municipal Code regarding amendments to floodplain overlay zones. The proposed amendments encompass minor wording and grammatical corrections, adoption of new flood insurance rate maps and flood boundary floodway maps by reference, new and updated definitions, designations of the city engineer as the floodplain administrator, and revised procedures for flood insurance rate map amendments. This ensures Ogden City's compliance with the National Flood Insurance Program requirements administered by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The council then amended the Ogden Municipal Code regarding a nuisance fire alarm ordinance. The ordinance sets standards and fees for false and nuisance fire alarms. It authorizes the fire chief or the fire chief's designee to issue notices, warnings, and citations to building owners in case of false or nuisance alarms. Warnings will be issued on the first and second incidents, with the citation given for the third incident. Building owners are responsible for repairing the fire alarm. The council then amended the Ogden Municipal Code regarding amendments to fire and property maintenance codes. These amendments to the fire code align with the state construction code and state fire code as mandated by the state of Utah. The ordinance also amends the city property maintenance code. This will bring city ordinances in compliance with the state and international codes. The council then adopted a proposed resolution regarding the Community Renewable Energy Program Agreement. The proposed resolution authorizes the mayor to execute a CREP agreement with Rocky Mountain Power. This does not finalize the community's participation in the program, but allows Ogden to remain eligible to participate. The council then voted on a proposed ordinance establishing an elected officials compensation commission. The commission would make recommendations regarding the annual compensation for city's elected officials, including salaries and stipends. The ordinance outlines the appointment process, preferred expertise of appointees, terms for filling vacancies, operational rules, and the commission's powers and duties. Some council members expressed concerns with the proposal. The motion to adopt the proposed ordinance failed in a 3-3 vote. The entire recording from the meetings of November 14th can be accessed on the Ogden City Council's Facebook page and podcast with timestamps to skip to specific agenda items. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to the council office at 801-629-8153 or send an email to citycouncil@ogdencity.com.